In this video, we'll learn the requirements to be a teacher.
So how did you discover that you wanted to be a teacher?
Apparently, I actually don't even remember it, but I've wanted to since like kindergarten. I like being around people, I like people. I tend to have just the demeanor that I like to help others, and I've always wanted to help others, and it's very cliche, but it's true. And as a teacher, I get to do that, and I get to help kids grow. And I'm an academic person. I love I don't love studying. I love academia. I love learning. And so to be able to transfer that into a career where I'm also helping others was the perfect combination for teaching.
Could you kind of give a rundown of what kind of qualifications you need to be able to do what you're doing in teaching history and psychology in a high school level?
So for teaching in high school, you have to have a secondary education degree. And so I took that for my undergraduate degree, and you choose a specialty. The specialties that you choose are only core classes generally, and so I chose history. And that was allowing me to get all of the education classes that I needed for professional development, and then the specialty classes of history. When you get your certification through the Arizona Department of Education, you have to take a test, and I took the professional knowledge test, and through that test you get part of your certification. To be able to teach psychology, you have to have enough credit hours within psychology, and so my degree covered the amount of credit hours that I needed to be certified to teach it.
So can you talk a little bit about what it's like to go from learning psychology to then teaching it?
That was a process that took some learning of my own and exploring of my own. Part of not having the possibility to get a degree in teaching psychology is that we don't get the classes, the education classes on how to teach psychology. And so I learned all the professional knowledge and focused mostly on how to teach history and social studies. And so I was able to take some of that, but to narrow it down how to teach psychology took some exploring, and I'm still exploring some of it. I reached out to some friends actually in the science department to see how they teach a science class. Teaching a science class is different than teaching a social studies or a history class. And so I reached out to them, used what I knew, and then I also reached out to the teachers of psychology community within Arizona. I have contact actually with my old AP psychology teacher. He still works within the district, and so I talked with him. I went to an AP Summer Institute and connected with the national community of teachers of psychology, and then kept within the Arizona community. So there's a Arizona Teachers of Psychology conference that I went to in February to look at the pedagogy surrounding all of it and develop that. But it's a learning process because it's a smaller field, and so there's a lot more to explore than is necessarily taught in college.